Hi everyone, welcome. Here we are. I'm gonna start something new. I'm gonna try this. So this experiment, or perhaps even this evolution, is for those of you that seek yoga but fitting it into a busy schedule. Part of my day started with being like, I'll wake up 15 minutes early and I'm gonna do this, and this because I can't get the other thing, and then another thing done in time for me to make it to work. It slightly worked, and then it slightly didn't. But I know that what it's like to be kind of full in your life and want to get things done, and to feel that when they don't happen, or they keep getting extended or pushed back to later, or perhaps the next day, there's something in the psyche, and I battle with this, so I feel like it's worthy mention. There's this kind of shame battle that you go on with yourself to try to negotiate through your intellect. Feel better, pat yourself on the back. It's okay, you're gonna get it done. It's eventual. So the procrastinator mind, right? The nurturing mind, the scolding punishment mind, right? Is always kind of at battle with the will or the want to get the things done that you feel is your best. Shelby's here with us today. So this is in honor both of this day, so it's the 22nd of January 2021, and the Newell, in its description as I read the Mayan forecast today, describes this as a great day to link or breathe breath new into something that was. Right, so in so many ways it describes this day as a bridge forming opportunity. Hello, bridge. and also then I was thinking, okay, so I love yoga. I love to link life, because life is this flow and it's cosmic and we're connected, and perhaps you're feeling this way. And there's this part about yoga that we breeze over because there's all this choreography that wants to be done, gets to be done, the wish to be done, especially in my class. And so we breeze through a vinyasa set. And for myself, I know I'm guilty of really snapping out like, this is always the alignment, always remember this, always do this. But some people are always like, that alignment cue, where all that information. So I thought that 15 is a good number of minutes that you could probably really just kind of honor that you got your yoga done, you got to feel your body, and your body is responding to the movement and intention that you're putting into it. And then also the learning process of doing the vinyasa bridge, right? The sort of the space between, right? Is always elusive, and it can be tiresome and cumbersome, or it could be the entirety of your focus and your flow. So we're gonna do 15 vinyasa bridges, links, and I'm gonna start from the sort of beginner aspect, trying to understand it using modifications, and then successively building and building and building, and going all the way up to the last one being, or the last few, because there's not that many progressions, but there's enough that we can be creative and enjoy and just be like, I'm going through 15. So when you get to the most challenging level of what you're doing, continue on with that until you reach your 15th repetition. Okay, so thank you, yoga. Thank you, Sophie. And now let's go. All right, she rarely she rarely makes some time to be here, so maybe if I start practicing yoga more from the start on the floor, then she'll stay. It's usually the furniture shuffling that loses her. So the parts that I always emphasize and throw out in the jargon of this is the alignment cue, or this is going to keep you safe and clear of injury as you move into your practice, comes from the floor up, right? So talk about the hands. Pointer fingers I say straightforward and then get comfortable. So for you, you maybe have something that happened in your past, your recovery, that you're not 100% loving the feeling of being on your wrists. Some people do all their vinyasas on fingertips. Some people do them just on their knuckles, which is a pretty intense place to be, but not impossible, but it's pretty extreme on the extension of the digits, right? So I like to think of start on your fingertips, move up the finger towards your knuckles, and then gently as you relax your shoulders, you also relax your wrists to the floor. So you kind of start with the extreme of really spreading your energy out into your hands, and then make sure that there's room for your collarbones and your heart. So essentially right here, I'm in my all fours. I'm gonna show it from the side. You can repeat this in the future and then skip over all my sort of blah, 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 if this is better for you, right? So you can see from the side, this is my shoulders behind my wrists, this is right above my wrists, and this is out in front. The really advanced version tends to get those shoulders past the wrists and out into the fingers, and that can be a heightened sense of alertness, engagement and work in the chest, the collarbones, and the traps. So also it can be highly exhausting. So choose your advancements wisely, okay? So we're gonna start this on all fours. And I'm gonna kind of give you lots of variation and you kind of stick with the flow that makes sense. Oh, one more thing from the side. Monitor, the low back always wants to dip, especially when we get tired and we get kind of like crunched up in the neck and really swoopy in the low back. Think of pulling your belly button up to the sky and then those bottom ribs, tuck them back and then open the chest, right? So if you skip that last part, you end up looking like this. And sometimes that's okay, but we want to make sure that you stay open in your heart, right? If you're only doing heart, then you end up still being kind of too much in the low back, right? So we call that kind of a medium, kind of tabletop version of strength, right? Some tone in sort of all the spaces that are necessary within your vertebrae, right? And it also keeps your shoulders kind of ready to do their rotations and flow so that nothing gets congested or pulled. So we'll start the first one, and I'm going to count them out, so please excuse me for all of my extra talking. Right, so here we are on all fours, right? The belly is tucked in, the chest is open. Okay, I'm simply going to bend my elbows, lean forward, and then naturally I land, and I'm going to say this a couple times after this, is that the elbows are right above the wrists, right? Not behind it, right? Because that can be problematic and it also will dip too much into your neck and shoulders, and very infrequently would they be in front of the wrists, so just know that. Okay, so shoulders in front of the wrists, not necessarily the elbows. Okay, so there's that, and then I'm just in a nice low baby cobra. Push the floor away. This is number one, right? So we went from all fours straight to the belly, little baby cobra, and then back to a child's pose. Hips back towards the heels, arms forward. Number two, all fours, right? Belly's in, heart is open, and then again, we're gonna bend the elbows and go a little slower. Pause just slightly, elbows on top of the wrists, then land, squeeze the shoulders, medium cobra, right? A little bit of a teenager version, right? Adolescent, full of trouble. Push the hands away, pull the belly in, and your exhale is back into child's pose. Your inhale, you can add some elaborate connection to this, so you almost C-curve like you're doing the cat version of a cat-cow to bring it up to all fours. Lift the chin, right? You set yourself into an even spine, okay? And then very gently here, you're gonna take your chaturanga, I'm gonna tuck my toes, and then I'm gonna take my chest even further and scoop that low back out so you get knees, chest, chin. Okay, and then slide forward. Your cobra can get bigger. You can keep a little bend in the elbows, right? So it keeps you pretty strong here, right? We'll go back to child's pose again. So that was number 4. Inhale, right, little tuck of the chin. Lift, you're in all fours. This is number 5. Tuck the toes. Now hover the knees. Okay, so when you straighten the legs, you're gonna go to chaturanga. And then you're gonna slide right into your cobra, or up, not cobras with thighs on the floors, up dog with thighs off the floors, chest is very open. Easy on the neck. Okay, child's pose. Number 6, tucking the chin until you get up into that all fours. With the chin, you tuck the toes, you lift the knees. Here is chaturanga, right? Here is up dog. And then let's go back to down dog on this one, right? This down dog, we'll turn it into a loaded dog. So it's going to sink towards a child's pose without landing. Knees bend, sinking towards the floor. Right, you'll slide forward to your hovering fours on this one. This is number 7, right? Chaturanga. Elbows are in, right? Pulling back through the fronts of the shoulders. That's right here. Back. The difference would be them falling forward and you getting kind of trapped in the neck, right? So all the freedom to move, to think, to smile. Okay, float back to down dog. Load it into loaded dog, so knees bend. You could even widen the knees, and that'll give you a little deeper kind of connection, engagement to the core, firing that up, right? Let's come forward. Here's all fours, hovering fours, right? Plank pose, legs straighten, right? Tucking those shoulder blades onto the back, chaturanga, and then curling it forward. Up dog, thighs off the floor. So here's my check-in, right? I can press the tops of the feet to the floor and swing the thighs. Pull the belly in and exhale back down dog. All right, this is number 9. And then so we're starting to get a little bit more into just repeating where we're sort of feeling the most challenged. So this is kind of the top of it from here, and we'll just kind of give it a little bit more flow and entirely connect it to the breath, okay? So inhale to plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. So we have 5 to go. I'm gonna add a little more pause in the challenging place of the chaturanga. So I'm gonna take 3 breaths in chaturanga. So excuse my inability to talk a lot. Okay, so we have 5 to go. We can do this together. We're just gonna let the warmth kind of move out and through this and enjoy it, right? So we'll get the heart beating, right? Inhale to plank. Exhale to chaturanga. So 3 breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale again and exhale. This inhale, up dog, yeah, to down dog. 4 to go. Inhale to plank, exhale to chaturanga. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale to up dog, exhale to down dog. 3 to go. All right, so let's make these 3 really count. So we're going to, these 3, instead of doing 3 breaths in chaturanga, we're gonna go from up dog, back to chaturanga, and then push back to the hovering fours, and then into down dog. So we have 3 of these, so I'll do a demo of what that looks like first, and then we'll do 2 more together, and we're golden, right? So it'll be an inhale to plank, exhale to chaturanga. Inhale to up dog, exhale to chaturanga. Push the floor away, you're in hovering fours, right? And then lift the knees and press back down dog. 2 more like that. Inhale to plank, exhale to chaturanga. Inhale to up dog, exhale to chaturanga. Inhale to hovering fours, and exhale back to down dog. We have 1 more together. I will not cue it, I will just do it, okay? Let's take 3 breaths here in down dog together, or child's pose, you choose. breaths. I'm gonna come forward to all fours. I'm gonna sweep my legs out to the side so I can sit. So we didn't get any twists in that. We just got the bridge, right? So if you're empowered, if you're fired up, if you're charged, it was good, right? I talked probably a lot of that. You're gonna choose how much you breathe and do breath work before and after. And you might even find that after 15 of those, you're wiped out and you've got this pump, your muscles feel juicy and full, and right, you feel full of energy and life, and you're inspired. I'm playing with my hands like I'm doing a little hand dance, but really I'm doing some nerve gliding, right, to just kind of make sure, right, that we respect our wrists and all that work we were just on your hands. So, right, you can interlace the fingers and wave them around. Right, you can do happy pause, happy pause, happy pause. You can reveal, reveal, reveal. David Copperfield, David Copperfield, David Copperfield. Or that might be like, I'm spewing, I'm a politician, blah. Okay, so that was it. So if that was helpful for you, thumbs up. Hope that works out. And right, you can keep it simple. And it can be super cute, right? We don't have to always be sort of on one finger with our feet up in the air, right? So to the bridge, to the connection, to breathing new life, and to all the things that we know well, right? Peace. See you soon.